welcome back to the farm. If you're new here, my name is Nina. I'm a homeschooling, homesteading mom of 4, ages 8 down to 4, and I am married to Daniel. And here on my channel, we talk all about homeschooling, homesteading, and homemaking. Today's video, I am bringing you the first of 5 videos that have to do with our curriculum picks for the 2021-2022 school year. We are in the middle of doing our summer school. I talked about that in a video that had our June goals and our summer plans in that. So if you missed that video, I'll post it up here in a card. You can go back and watch it later. And I'll also post that down in the description box below. But the month of June for us is just we're going to be finishing out our school year because we had to take a couple of months off. So we're going to be finishing out our school year, and then also I'm going to be preparing for the upcoming school year to start in July. So I wanted to just show you kind of what our picks are for 5 different areas. So we're going to have our family subjects, 4th grade, 2nd grade. She's kind of 3rd, 2nd grade. I'll explain that when we get to her video. And then also we'll have a 1st grader and a pre-K-er this year. So that will be 5 separate videos coming out over the next couple of weeks. So be on the watch out for those. I wanted to separate it just in case you didn't have certain age ranges that I did, and you may not want to watch an entirely long video. But these curriculum picks and kind of talking through curriculum can kind of take some time. So I just wanted to break it up so it would not be one huge long video for you guys to watch. So I hope that's helpful for you. I'm going to start today with our family subjects. So these are the subjects that we do together as a family. So all 4 kids will sit together. We kind of do this a little bit with our morning time. So we do have a morning time basket, and we will cover these subjects during that time, but this is not everything we use for morning basket. As we get closer to our new year starting, I will do another what our morning basket looks like for this year, but this is just family subjects that we're going to be doing. If you have seen my curriculum haul video that I did back in April, a lot of this stuff you've already seen before, but I'm just breaking it out into these different categories and kind of organizing it, because some stuff we're pulling in from last year that we did not finish. Some stuff's new that we've never done before, and some of it is just old hack that we have been doing forever. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys get something out of it. If you have not picked your curriculum yet, don't feel pressured by this video. It's just throwing it out there of what I'm hoping will work for our family this year, and just to hopefully get you started thinking about some things that you would like to do for your family this year. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with our Bible time. These are some resources. All of these are from Masterbooks. So the large majority of the things that you're going to hear me talk about this year are coming from Masterbooks. So this is their more elementary morning basket bundle. This is not all the books that are in it, and a few of these are extra, but this is what we hope to be talking about in our morning time Bible time this year. Also, they have a resource online. When you purchase the elementary morning basket from Masterbooks, you can go on their website and you can download the schedule that actually shows you what to read, when to read it, and on what pages. So we followed that schedule. We started this past spring. We did not finish it this year, and I want to continue it on through next year as far as we can get and go with it. But I've also are adding in some different things as well. So it may take us through the entire school year to get through that schedule. But I just wanted to show that to you. So the first thing is the big picture of scripture. The 52 quick reads. It's the 10-minute Bible journey. So again, this is one of the books that we started last year. And so it just has like a little devotional, reads through the Bible, starting from Genesis, going all the way to the end of the Bible, and then has some primary passages. Hello, can't talk today. A key verse, and then has a wrap up and a prayer to kind of go along this. So this is more devotional, but it also is learning about the Bible as well. So we really have enjoyed this. We made it through, I think we made it through Noah and into the Tower of Babel. I think that's where we were when we left off on this for this year. So we're going to keep on trucking away with that. Also that came in the bundle is God's Amazing Creatures and Me. So these are devotionals for boys and girls 6 to 10. And it has, what's the page? It has a devotional. It has a key verse. It talks about where you can find this creature in the Bible, and then how to relate it to your life, relate the devotional to your life. So these have been really good for our kids to cover. There are a lot of memory verses. So if you've ever done Masterbooks, everything has a key verse or a memory verse. And if you do all of the things, you can't memorize all those verses at once. So I'm going through, we do morning menus. I'm not going to show that to you today, but we do morning menus. So I'm going to pull out a verse every month for our family to memorize. So I'm not really going to have them focus on those memory verses, but we'll get to those. Another thing that came in the bundle is animals in the Bible. So this is just 20 or 44 animals that are found in the Bible. It gives a little synopsis about them, and then the verse where they are found. I'm sorry if you can hear my kids squabbling in the background. They're supposed to be outside playing. Summer Life of a Homeschool Mom. Okay, and the last book that I had that come with the bundle, we have not actually gotten to this book in the schedule yet. It's Dinosaurs of Eden. Did Abraham and Noah live with dinosaurs? I'm really excited about getting into this book. I can't wait till we get there. Talks about dinosaurs, talks about what the Bible has to say about them. So I can't really say a whole lot about this book because we haven't done it yet. So it's in the schedule. We are following that schedule and we'll get there soon. This one is also for Masterbooks. It's not part of the bundle, but this is one that I want our kids to be able to go through. It's One Blood for Kids, what the Bible has to say about race. That's a hot topic in our world right now, and I want our kids to have the biblical perspective of what God says about race, and that we are all God's children, and He created us, and we need to treat people with love and kindness and respect. So I'm looking forward to going through this. I'm not sure exactly how I am going to wrap it in to our lessons. If I'm going to kind of mesh it in with the bundle or not, I haven't quite thought through that yet, but this is one that I've seen a lot about, and I wanted our kids to have exposure to it. This one is not a Masterbooks book. I got this one off of Amazon. It is Our 24 Family Ways, a family devotional guide by Clay Clarkson. This is Sally Clarkson's husband. If you have not heard of this, I will link to everything that you see in this video down in the description below. I haven't decided if we're going to go through this as morning time or if we're going to do this as a family devotional at night. I need to kind of look through it and go through it with my husband too, and just kind of figure out what we're going to do. But I think this will be really good for our family. We are dealing with a lot of heart issues and attitudes and just some different things that have fleshed out in everybody, not the little ones, also the adults as well. But I think this will all kind of bring us back to square one. I'm really looking forward to getting into this. I've heard great things about it. I will review it when we go through it. So I think this is going to be kind of a bedtime thing. Maybe not. I don't know. But I would really like Daniel to be present when we go through this as a family. So that's all Bible things that we're going to be going through throughout the day. For history, sorry, I need to turn here. I'm going to catty corner to you just a little bit. I have them all laid out on the bed. So for history, we are doing America's Story 1 from Masterbooks. And then, so this is the textbook, and then this is the teacher's guide that comes along with it. I'm trying to have the window open for light, so I'm trying to not get the glare off the books. But, and then this is the teacher's guide, and then also that comes extra are the timeline pages. So let's walk through what all this is. This is the Ancient Americas to the Great Gold Rush is the timeline for this book. So this is a little bit of a look inside the textbook. So you read from this. It has lots of pictures. It has narration in it. Has breaks for narration in it. As you can see right here, it'll say narration break. And so in the front of this book, is it in this one or is it in the teacher's guide? I've looked through this a little bit. No, it's in the teacher's guide. The teacher's guide tells you how to do all of this. So let's look at that. This is very like non-professional, just going as I come to it. So the teacher's guide kind of lays things out of how to use the book, how to get started, a note from the author, different things that you're going to need throughout the course, doing your timeline, and then it has a teacher's book, a parent's bookmark. It just talks to you the importance of narration, because this is all based on Charlotte Mason principles, and so they like to do that narration in there. And then it has your schedule and your assignments, due date, grade, and all that stuff. If you grade stuff, I don't tend to grade things, but it's nice to have this in here so that we can follow along, and I don't have to come up with that schedule on my own. So it's broken into four quarters. Yes, 4 quarters. I have looked through this, I promise. And it lays it out it's laid out for 180 days. In the state of Georgia where I'm at, we have to school for 180 days. So this is great to have it already laid out for me. I do not have to reinvent the wheel. I don't have to come up with my own schedule. It's already there. So this just goes through, and what is in this book, and where I got confused when I was buying this. Thankfully, I was at the convention when I bought this, so I was able to actually talk to the author that wrote it. So this is awesome. But in this book, in the teacher's guide, is all the worksheets, all the student sheets, all the worksheets that you need. So if you're buying this for multiple students, what you need is one of these, or if you want both kids to have a textbook, you could. But I bought one of these and I bought one of these. But I have 2, maybe 3 kids going through this. And so I needed more of these. But what I'm just gonna copy it. You can copy it. Their copyright is individual families can make copies, but I could not copy this and of course distribute it because of copyright. So it does give you, permission to make copies if you need to for your family, but outside of that you cannot. So it just has different places where you can write, work on timeline, different projects to do. Now this is for grade 3 to 6. And if you heard me in the beginning, I have a 4th grader, a 3rd/2nd grader, 1st grader, and a pre-Ker. So this is going to be kind of, a lot of the stuff in this book may be over their heads. And so what I'm planning on doing is just kind of picking and choosing. We're going to read out of this. I also have some other read aloud books that we're going to do throughout the year with that to go along with this, and then pick some of the projects and maybe some of the coloring sheets or worksheets, map work, and that type of thing out of here that is on their level that they can do. But I wanted to my kids to have a really good understanding of American history and to have kind of know where a country come from, because I think a lot of that is lacking in today's world, or in our country in today. So I want them to know where we came from and why things are set up the way that they are. So that's why I think this is important. And then this is the timeline packet. It just has these are color cards, and I bought this before I realized that we were going to be moving, and I don't really have any place to put them, so I'm not really sure what I'm quite going to do with this. We may make one big binder of the timeline, and as we talk about them, put them up. That way they can see a color thing. There are also things in the back of the teacher's guide that you get to it. There are timeline things in the back. I thought there was. I saw it. Yes, there are. So there's timeline things in the back. So you don't necessarily need this. And then also in the back, there are the answer key. So answers for all of the worksheets are in the back. And then you also have review sheets if you wanted to do those as well. And different activity sheets and stuff are in the back of this book that you could use as extras as well. So really excited about getting into that this year. And because I just could not leave well enough alone, we are also going to be doing Story of the World as a read aloud during our morning time. Because I want our kids to kind of have not only a perspective of like where the U.S., what's going on in the U.S. during a certain time period. I want them to also know what was going on in the world, the rest of the world, as we were doing an in-depth study of American history. So we are going to be reading through Story of the World. This is Volume 3, Modern Times, from Elizabeth I to the 49ers. So this is going to fall right in line with where this is. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to lay all this out. I did go ahead and get the activity book. Oh goodness, I about dropped it. This thing's heavy. The activity book that went with that. We may do some of the activities in this. We may not do all of them. I just went ahead and ordered it because I wasn't sure how I was going to use it, but I did know that I wanted to read through this during our morning basket time so that they kind of had that world view of everything. And then this activity book kind of breaks things down. It gives you projects, activity projects, science projects, writing projects to do for different things coming up, craft projects, puzzle projects. It has everything in this book that you could think of that you would need to do, that you could do to make this experience of Story of the World more hands-on. But what I like about it is in the back, there are coloring sheets. And so this is maybe for my kids' age range, what we do is these coloring sheets to kind of keep them focused on what is going on. And then also the map work. It does have map work and lots of mapping activities in the back as well. So that's maybe how we're going to use it, is just using the coloring sheets as we read aloud here and then work on some of the mapping skills for geography. And not so much we're not doing everything in this book. We are not. There are suggestions for read alouds in here to go along with the lessons. So I will probably pull from that for our library books, because we are coming from My Father's World. And if you know anything about My Father's World, is they have an awesome resource in the back of their teacher manuals where they have read alouds and book basket books to go along with what the time period that they're in and science and all that laid out for you. Well, because we're moving from that and moving to Masterbooks, they don't have that, but I still want that aspect for our kids. So I will be using some of those suggestions for this as well. So, okay, so that was history. So moving on to science, what we're doing for science this next year is Heaven and Earth. This is the one for the beginners, and then this is the one for my older ones. We're learning about weather and water, the universe, and planet Earth. We have been doing life science. I think it's life. I think that's the name of it. It's the green one from Masterbooks. We've been doing that this year. We aren't quite finished with that one. We're going to finish that one up first, and then we're going to move on to this one. But this is what it looks like this is going to be the one that I used for my younger two. And if this is over my other kids' heads, we'll probably just drop back and do this. But I'm going to see if I can go up to that next level with my 4th and 2nd, 3rd grader. So that's the plan. That's the plan anyway. It has copywork. It has lots of questions, and it has experiments and activities that you can do. It has coloring sheets. There are also, let's see if I can find one where you can do, they did in the other one, yeah, scripture tracing. So here, working on handwriting, copywork, and things like that to help with handwriting and building it in so you don't have to have a separate curriculum. So this is the younger ones. I'd say this one's kindergarten to probably first or second grade, the age range on that. And then this is what the older book looks like here. This is third to sixth grade, I think. It's more in depth, more like a textbook. It does have activities in there to do, questions for narration. So I'm going to see. I'm a little worried about this being too, what's the word? Too long? Not too long, but I'm a little worried about this being too in-depth and more for what they're ready for. I know that we like this. And this, for my oldest one, this is why I struggled with what we were going to do. For my oldest one, this was almost a little not enough. But this, when we did it with an ECC of My Father's World, it was a little too much. So I'm trying to figure out which is going to work, but I'm glad that we have both of them for both age ranges. And there is a schedule online on the Masterbooks website of how you can do both of these together. So if you have older and youngers, you can do these together, and it lines it up with it. So that's helpful. This is the teacher's guide that comes with it. Again, this is what you need multiples of unless you want your kids to have multiple textbooks. So this is the textbook. This is where all the worksheets, the answer key, how to teach, all that stuff is in this book. So you could buy multiple copies of this, or you could make copies. I think if I read the copyright correctly, you can make multiple copies of this within your family only. So if you have multiple kids, you can get one book. This is 3rd to 8th grade, not 6th grade, 3rd to 8th grade. So we're just going to pick and choose kind of like what activities we do, what worksheets we do. That way it doesn't get too bogged down for our kids, and go from there. So if you would like a more in-depth look, kind of a flip through of these curriculums that I have or any of these books, let me know. I can do that. I just have to set the camera up a little bit differently, so that's why I'm not doing it today. But I can do that if you want to see inside of anything else a little bit more. The last thing that I have for you kind of goes along with science. We are going to do it. This is the year we're going to do it. I keep telling myself, we're going to do it this year. We're going to do it this year. I've been trying for the last 2 years to do this on a more regular basis, and it hasn't happened yet. Sorry, my foot's going to sleep. Nature study. We're going to do nature study. So these are the books that we have for nature study. I've had this book for 2 years, and we have yet to complete it. But things just really get really hairy and really busy around here, and I forget this. This is the one thing that drops out the bottom. If anything drops, it's nature study. So we're going to continue through this Usborne's Little Children's Nature Activity book. We usually just, whenever we do nature study, we do it on Friday, and we just go through it. We do a couple of pages at a time, go through it. And then they also have these nature journals that I printed off last year. This is from twigandmoth.com. You can pick it's a digital download is the one that I got. So I could pick from a different couple of covers and then print the pages. And so the pages look like this. It gives you place to record, to draw pictures. You can write the date, the lunar phases. You can also do location, time, weather, observations, any questions that you have, and then additional things that you are learning or that you saw on your nature hike, nature walk, day in the backyard, day at the park, whatever that may be. So that is something that I am wanting to get more consistent about this year. I think we're going to set aside 2 Fridays a month. We're going to alternate back and forth in my head. Again, this is all in my head. It may not work this way. We're going to alternate back and forth between nature study and like a fun Friday of doing more games, more activity type things, and like music and art. I think that's how it's going to work. We'll see. We'll see. It's all just kind of a plan until we throw the kids in the mix and see how it works. But anyway, so those are our family subjects for the 2021-2022 school year. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If anything, it helped me kind of think about it through my brain and lay it out here so that I could all see it and look at it. But I hope you guys are having an awesome summer. If you have any questions, please post those down in the comments. I would love to get to know you there more, and get to know my viewers that are here and watching every week. I'm so thankful for you guys. If you have not done so already, please subscribe, then give me a thumbs up and let me know that you like this kind of content. And as always, we'll catch you in another video very soon, guys. Bye.